and come back to the 225. Well, we are not done here on Lockdown. Next up, we have a treat for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely. This is a matchup that we are highly anticipating between WildThing and Estrella Galactica.
And here he is. It's the man, part of the Dream Team. Listen to the ovation for WildThing. Like I was saying, part of the Dream Team with Mustang Mike and the Rocket, coming off a huge victory over JTM in the bull rope match at HTown Stampede. Man, WildThing looks in great conditioning tonight.
Man, and to do that after that Four Corners bull rope match, I mean, HTown Stampede was an incredible show, but the highlight of the night might have been WildThing winning that brutal contest, and he's ready to keep the focus on and try to pick up even more momentum as he heads towards Fright Night.
Well, he's going to have his hands full tonight in this one, Spencer.
Oh, absolutely. Estrella Galactica is a character, is a wrestler that is full of energy, of high-flying maneuvers, and WildThing's going to have to do everything he can if he wants to keep his winning ways as he heads towards Fright Night.
And here he comes. It's the Star Warrior, Estrella Galactica. Estrella Galactica in the ring. Oh man, take a look at this guy.
The Star Warrior from the constellation Dorado. I mean, they must be feeding him right there because he looks like one of the top competitors that's going to give WildThing one hell of a challenge.
You know, I think Estrella has a really great chance to slow down WildThing's momentum in this matchup. I mean, I don't know that WildThing has faced off very many opponents quite like Estrella. And the bell rings, and here we go.
Let me ask you, Landon, as we get this underway, I know you talked about WildThing and his experience, but is WildThing fully focused on his opponent here tonight?
You know, I've been really concerned about WildThing. There have been so many things going on in the back of his mind. You've got to think, I mean, going back to HTown Stampede, Big Ramp says he knows that WildThing has talent. He knows that there's a monster inside of him, and that's where WildThing needs to go to make it to that next level, to be successful. But surely WildThing would never stoop as low as to align himself with Big Ramp Enterprises.
Well, I think that's absolutely what the fans of Pro Wrestling 225 would have to be thinking. But Landon, let me ask you this. Is that the one thing that WildThing is missing? Perhaps a partnership with Big Ramp as he takes Galactica to the mat here?
I hate to say it, but could you blame him? Could you blame him for maybe wanting to go that next step? I mean, the results don't lie. You look at the success that Big Ramp Enterprises has had in Pro Wrestling 225. You're talking about the longest reigning Pro Wrestling 225 champion in Gil Gracie. I mean, could you blame him?
That's what everyone has their minds on, and so it's curious as WildThing here is keeping Galactica on the mat. We've got a
jackknife cover.
2 count. Oh, Galactica knows how close he was there. But that, you know, to your point, Landon, that does make us think that maybe WildThing isn't completely focused. But you can notice that he is trying to keep Galactica on the mat. And you've got to say that that speaks to WildThing's experience in the ring.
I mean, absolutely. WildThing is incredibly talented, and he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's facing a luchador, but, you know, dare I say it, do you think that maybe he got some pointers from Big Ramp here?
That would be a game changer. Don't you think, Landon?
and I just don't know what to think right now.
Maybe we'll find out more tonight. Maybe we'll find out more at Fright Night. I'm not sure. But what I am sure of is that big elbow for Wild Thing. And a cover here. Only 2 for Wild Thing. But Galactica is up against the ropes.
Galactica is such a challenging opponent to prepare for. He's going to take to the skies, so like Wild Thing is doing, you got to try and keep him down. But he can just as easily knock you out with some strikes if you're not being careful. And oh, Wild Thing taking over. Beautiful snapmare. Hard lariat right in the middle of the ring. Got to cover. Only enough for 2.
The referee in perfect position there, doing a really good job.
Another thing Wild Thing needs to watch out for is that devastating Death Star. Anytime Galactica goes to the top rope, you're in big trouble.
Absolutely. Galactica is a guy who's really started to make a name for himself, and you can see from his athleticism that this is the exact kind of competition that you can come to expect in Pro Wrestling 225 between these guys that are looking to really perch themselves onto the top of the professional wrestling mountain. Look at this.
To the top now. Beautiful arm drag. Wild Thing on his feet. Picture perfect drop kick from Wild Thing.
Just when you think that Estrella Galactica is going to get some momentum, Wild Thing puts him right back down on the mat.
What's he going to do here? Sends him into the corner. Hard right hand. Man, ref's just kind of letting that go. Ooh. You know, and that almost makes me think, we're seeing Wild Thing throw a couple of close fists here. You know, is there maybe some influence going on? I don't even want to think about it.
I know. It's hard to take your mind off of it, but maybe it's a tough opponent here in Galactica, right? So Wild Thing knows he has to do.
Oh, did you see that elbow connect from the corner? Estrella's going to get out. Up and over. What are the ropes going to get that lariat again? No. Going between the legs.
And it looks like for the first time, Galactica has control of Wild Thing in this match.
Oh, beautiful.
How about that pump knee strike on Wild Thing?
Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to ripcord into the backdrop. Oh, Blue Thunder Bomb.
Oh, that was close, Landon. Man, that would have totally derailed Wild Thing on his way to Fright Night.
And the fans thoroughly behind this match. What a treat for the folks here in Houston.
What's Galactica got in mind here?
Got to look out for the Death Star. And Wild Thing, knowing what he was looking for, had it scouted. Oh, beautiful super kick for Wild Thing.
Again, it's the experience of Wild Thing, knowing to get out of the way of the Death Star. What's happening here? Is that Steel? Oh, what a lariat! The real deal, John Steele.
What a shame that John Steele had to come in and interrupt this match. Estrella getting in on the action. I would not want to mess with John Steele.
He's got him!
No! The choke slam.
John Steele has come to HTown to make a point. Oh, look who it is. It's his opponent at Fright Night. It's Mustang Mike.
Mustang Mike, fellow member of the Dream Team, coming to Wild Thing's aid. And you know, Mustang Mike has to be thinking about the last time he shared a ring. And there's the call for the no contest. Mustang Mike has to be thinking about the last time he shared a ring with John Steele.
Morgan City, 4 years ago. How did that end up for Mustang Mike?
Not great. Laid flat on his back with the choke slam. It's got to be in the back of his mind. What is going to happen when these two finally settle their differences? These guys have been feuding for the past 15 years across the Gulf South. Tell him, Boom.
Hey, your mouth gonna roll a check. It's your ass can't cash, son.
Oh. You can feel the tension between Mustang Mike and John Steele. I cannot wait for Fright Night, November 7th, only on Facebook pay-per-view.
Spencer, this isn't about wins. This isn't about losses. It's not about titles. This is about settling the score one last time at Fright Night.
It's a shame WildThing, Estrella Galactica really had a good contest going on, really competitive battle. It's a shame John Steele had to ruin it, but has to be grateful for Mustang Mike for coming out to even the odds.
What a performance from all the folks we saw here tonight at LockDown. Guys, please do not miss Fright Night. For Pro Wrestling 225, I'm Landon.
I'm Spencer.
Thanks so much, everybody.